everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Rochelle from Rochelle Handmade Designs. In this video, I'm gonna just be sharing with you guys the enormous amount of patterns that I picked up this weekend. I know you guys are gonna be like, girl, didn't you just do this big enormous pattern haul last week when you picked up some Joann's patterns and some VikiSews patterns? Yes, I did do that, but we are not gonna talk about that because I did leave lots of patterns on the table. Simply because your girl didn't want to spend all that money. But once again, this week we did so. So don't shoot the messenger. I'm just going to provide that to you. So if you are new to the channel, welcome. If you are returning, you know what to do. Get a quick snack, something to drink. Let's vibe, okay? So without further ado, to keep this video short and sweet, give you all the deets and the news that you can use on this video, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, listen, so I'm behind the scene today because your girl is massively tired. We've been working all week, all right? And I have a sew along that I want to get to you. I'm not going to be able to get to it by Sunday, so I'm going to skirt it to the first part of next week. So since I purchased some patterns, I figured go ahead and do that video because I was going to originally do this. So we're just going to swap the dates. So without further ado, first I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys the VikiSews patterns that I picked up. And then after sharing with you guys the VikiSews patterns that I picked up, I'm going to go ahead and share the Simplicity patterns that I picked up. I'm sorry, the patterns that I picked up from simplicity.com. Now this week I did not go to Joann's to purchase any patterns in store because Joann's sales was only Simplicity patterns. So I needed some Butterick patterns. I needed new look pattern, which will be coming in the mail. And then there was a couple of Vogue patterns that I'm going to share with you as well. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and start with VikiSews first. So for VikiSews, I picked up quite a few patterns. Now, I'm going to try to move through this as quick as possible because I feel like I don't need to read what it is to you. You could definitely go to VikiSews.com and see that, but I'm just going to pretty much give you guidelines on why I picked it up, all right? So let's go ahead and I'm going to break these down simply because instead of just moving around, I want to tell you why I picked them up, and you guys know I'm back in the office, so that's why we're going to go ahead and talk about it. So we're going to start off with the tops, all right? So one of the first tops that I picked up is the Erica top. Now this top is super versatile. I love the way that they did this top. It's super easy to sew, to be honest with you. So one reason why I picked it up is because you guys know, like, I normally don't sew with knit, but because I'm back in the office, I need to be sewing more with knit. Now, this is a long sleeve top and it is suitable for beginners. So once again, one of the first tops that I picked up is the Erica long sleeve top. Moving over to the next pattern is the Veronica top. And the Veronica top is pretty much like a, not necessarily a racerback top, but it's like a tank top. Now, the reason why I picked this pattern up is because I could see myself wearing this with a blazer and be good, okay? It is also suitable for beginners. Now, are you guys following me? Like, it's suitable for beginners. So one thing about it, moving into 2025, I want to sew a lot of patterns that's beginner friendly, but also you guys know that I don't do a lot of knit patterns, but we're going to be changing a little bit of that. I'm going to be sewing a little bit more with knit. Now, do I know how to sew with knit? Absolutely. But because where I live, knit is not always our best friend here in the South, okay? South as in Florida. So that's why I kind of, unless it's something that I really want to sew, I'm kind of don't even look at knit patterns, okay? Here and there I will if it's super cute, but normally I don't look at knit patterns. I look at the wovens because I like something drapey and flowy, all right? But before I get off into another tangent, let's go ahead and move into the next pattern, being the Edwige. So the Edwige is a button-down shirt. And with this pattern, you guys know I could wear this pattern to work. Now, one thing that I will say that I like the pattern, but one thing that I will say is like all the freaking loops. So with all those loops, it can be one that I'm not going to sew like right this minute. However, I could see myself sewing this in at least 2 times with this one as well. I could also see a hack for this one. Now, I did not see a pattern hacking guide for this one, but I could definitely see this one definitely sewn up. I wouldn't say like quickly, like within the next week, but I can definitely see this one sewn up by the end of 2025 for sure. All right, so let's go ahead and move over to the next top, being the Jenna blouse. This one is standard. It's an intermediate pattern. Now with the Jenna blouse, it is pretty much like your standard basic button down shirt, okay? And working back in the office, I feel like this one can be sewed up in several different fabrics. You know, medium weight, I would definitely say something like your silk, your rayons, something like that would be suitable for this pattern. I have lots of fabric in my stash suitable for work as well. So that's why the Jenna blouse had to be on this list. All right. Moving over to the next top is the Kaia blouse. And the reason why I picked up this Kaia blouse, once again, work related, because I told you guys. Now, let me put it like this. I have a lot of button down shirts, right? But these are strictly to put in a VikiSews style wardrobe. I know you guys are like, well, one of the things I will say is, I know you guys are like, Rochelle, when you go sew these VikiSews patterns that you bought. Another thing is I already have them slotted. So if I'm showing a whole VikiSews wardrobe, and you guys will see that, I need to get VikiSews patterns. Duh, right? So therefore, I went ahead and picked this pattern up. It is an intermediate to sew pattern. And this one is more of like the relaxed fit, the everyday style blouse versus the Jenna, okay? So Jenna is more like professional, being in an office type top blouse, right? Whereas the Kaia is like an everyday blouse that you can wear whether you're in the office or you going around town, if that makes sense, all right? But this one is the Kaia blouse. Isn't she cute? I think so. But anyway, let's go ahead and move over to the next one, which is the Liza. So the Liza blouse, this one, okay, so with this one, I was doing an impulse buy. I'm not going to even lie to you. But the Liza is a hip length, okay? Even though she has hers tucked in, that's how I would wear mine for work, okay? Outside of work, maybe out, you know, not tucked in, right? But those loops, okay? So I know it's like, yo, Rochelle, you're going to be doing a lot of loops or whatever. But that's what sold me on this pattern. Another thing that sold me on this pattern is the mandarin collar, okay? And the 3-piece satin sleeves. So all of that sold me on this pattern. I feel like, you know, this would be great for work, solid color, but also like a subtle print. And when I'm saying a subtle print, I'm talking about like very, very subtle. So if I was to do a floral or a very small floral to where it's not in your face like bold like Ankara. Y'all know I love my Ankara, but this is not the top for that, in my opinion, okay? But once again, this is the Liza blouse. Let's go ahead and move over to the next blouse that I have, which is the Mallory. I know you guys are like, yo, Rochelle, you bought a lot of blouses, but there's a reason why. And when you start seeing the collections that I have already written down for me to sew up, then you'll see why I picked up these blouses and to share that with you guys as well. So this is the Mallory blouse, and this one is a semi-fitted blouse and a straight cut as well. One thing that I like about this pattern is the flounce that is going down like a V-neck. Now, you probably can't see this, but it kind of reminds me a little bit of a cardigan, like a button-down V-neck cardigan, but not so much. And what I mean by that is because the blouse has that center front button placket. It has the long drop shoulders. It has the satin sleeve. It has the asymmetrical flounce. It has all of those things, which I feel like this one would be suitable for work. And that's why I went ahead and picked it up. All right. So once again, it is the Mallory blouse. Now let's switch a little bit into some fun stuff, being the Miley. So the Miley is the Miley bodysuit, suitable for beginners, by the way, if I do say so myself. All right, so with this one, now look, you guys, I love a good bodysuit. And I was going to wear a bodysuit Friday going to work, but then again, I was like, it's cold. It's starting to get a lot coder in Orlando. So with that being said, bodysuits is the go-to. Now you can't take a knit top and turn it into a bodysuit. But if you don't have a bodysuit, get one, okay? So this is the Miley bodysuit. It's self-explanatory. Like, just throw on some wide leg pants and you good to go. All right. But this is the Miley bodysuit. I went ahead and picked that pattern up as well. Moving into the next top pattern. We're still on the tops. The Shanti. Now, the Shanti top or blouse, whatever you want to call it. I mean, with this one, I actually like it. Like, to be honest, I like this one. There was really no real rhyme or reason, I should say, why I picked it up, but I liked it. I picked it up. Now, with the Shanti blouse or whatnot, I just feel like this blouse would be nice to have in your wardrobe. I like the fact that it's a long sleeve top and it's like a crisscross, okay? Now, for me, this would be like an outside of work type thing because I don't need the top popping out at work. Wouldn't be a good look, okay? But once again, this is the Shanti top. Let's go ahead and move over to the next one, which is the Carol sweater. Now, this one is self-explanatory. Now, you guys know, like when I put together the 12-piece capsule wardrobe, or when I share like any type of wardrobe with you guys, I always talk about a sweater. Now, when I went back to my pattern stash for the Big Five, I did not have like just a boxy style sweater. Now, can I make it boxy? Absolutely. And I will be doing a lot of different pattern pairings and hacking and stuff like that you guys will see more in 2025. Because when I did the pattern hackathon, you guys were like, Rochelle, I would love to see you do more hacks with these patterns. Now, the reason why I haven't been doing hacks when I do any type of sew along is because to share with you guys how to sew it out of the pattern. You know, the pattern package, the package, I should say. How to sew the pattern out the package, okay? Recorrect what I just did. All right, so that's why I don't share that. But on the back end, if I do it a second time, that's what I normally do a hack to it and make it a little bit different. So going into the new year, 2025, that's what my plans are to do. But this is the Carol sweater. Like it, love it, you got it. All right. So let's go ahead and move into the next pattern. The next pattern being the Nettie turtleneck. So with the Nettie turtleneck, I just felt like this high neck sweater style turtleneck, suitable for beginners, by the way. The only turtleneck patterns that I have is I have one, which is the Mimi G Georgia turtleneck pattern. And then I have one Big Five pattern. So that's only like two. Who wants to, well, let me rephrase this. I have a bodysuit that is a turtleneck, but it's a bodysuit as well. So I felt like this one was, you know, great to pick up, great to put in your wardrobe. So yeah, that's pretty much why I picked it up. And like I mentioned before, it's suitable for beginners. And this one could be great to put in like the beginner friendly patterns for VikiSews. All right. Moving over to the next one, once again, a long sleeve top. It is a knit for sure. It's suitable for beginners. It is the Laura long sleeve top. Now, the reason why I picked it up is basic standard top. I don't need to say more. Basic standard knit top that is beginner friendly. I need to say no more for that. All right. Let's go ahead and move into the last top pattern that I picked up, which is part of the new collection that they just dropped this week. It is the Viera long sleeve top, suitable for beginners. I already talked about why I like this pattern when I shared with you guys the pattern sales this week. Now, like I mentioned, like I like the fact that it has a seamless yoke. I also like the fact that it has that round neckline with the raw edge binding. I like the set-in sleeves. I like the way that it is close fitting, and it has the sleeves and the yoke are stitched with exposed seams, which means that you don't have to do it that way, but your seams are exposed and serged on the wrong side. So it's weird how it is, but that's how they have this pattern, and I like that. Okay. I like it. All right. So now that I talked to you guys about all the top patterns that I picked up, let's go ahead and get into that one skirt pattern that I picked up and why. So in regards to the skirt pattern that I picked up, I only picked up one skirt. And I know you guys are gonna be like, Rochelle, we have big five patterns that are exactly or very similar to this pattern, which is the Jane pattern. Now, I picked it up along with the pattern hacking guide. Yes, I did. I know it's similar. I get it. I get it. But I wanted to pick this up because I see a lot of hacks for this pattern in my brain. And even though I have a pattern similar, when I say similar, it's not similar enough to do the hack that I want to do. The hacking guide is a really good start. The hacking guides are $3. So I went ahead and picked that up as well. Once again, it is the Jane skirt. Now, let's move over to the bag pattern because I only picked up one bag pattern. Now, you guys know I did pick up the bag course a while ago. Now, this bag is not in that course. It's the Kum Bag. Okay, listen, I'm just going to say it one time. Kum Bag, okay? So with this Kum Bag, it is an intermediate to sew pattern. I feel like this would be great for me to carry to work. I could carry it on vacation as well. So why not? Let's get it. So I lied. I did say I picked up one bag, but I actually picked up 3 bags. The Kum Bag, I picked up the Sora Bag and the Yuki Bag. Yuki Bag. My bad. Not Yaki, but Yuki Bag. So I picked up 3 bag patterns. Now, I told you why I picked up the Yuki Bag, but let's talk about why I picked up the Sora Bag. It's a throw-on hobo bag. Let's just say what it is, okay? So that's the real reason why I picked up that bag pattern. No rhyme or reason outside of that. The Yuki bag. So the Yuki bag, I feel like that's the gym bag. Like, I could just put my slippers in there. Speaking of slippers, I did get the Toshie slippers as well. So I feel like I could put all my stuff in there. I could take it on the weekend, you know. So yeah, I picked up 3 bag patterns and 1 slipper pattern. All right. Let's go ahead and talk about the coats and jackets that I picked up. Starting with the Dolores coat. Now, first things first, I'm just going to put the caveat there, like, Rochelle, you stay in a climate where you do not need a lot of coats. We already spoke about this. Look, you never know when you need a coat. I have trips for work that's planned. If I have to go somewhere where it's going to be snowing or the colder weather, because we already know up north near New York, DC area, it gets cold up there. Now, I can't bring Florida weather to Baltimore in like a January, or I cannot bring Orlando, Florida weather to upstate New York when it's, let's just say, 19 degrees and it's 85 degrees in Florida. That's a huge freaking difference, right? So I have to dress accordingly, and that means a freaking coat, okay? So this is the Dolores trench coat. You guys know I am a sucker for a trench coat. It is an advanced to sew pattern. So a couple of things I like about this is it's semi-fitted, it's fully lined trench coat, it has welt pockets, it has that center seam and vent at the back, it has extended shoulder lines, it has like detachable tabs. It has a lot of different things, you know, going on with this pattern. Now, it claims that it will take you 3 days. Listen, your girl is not trying to do 3 days. When I say that, I'm going to do probably a week because I want to take my time on things like this. 3 days is sewing 8 hours a day. I'm not doing that. We're not here for that, okay? Now, what I can see is taking 12 days and sew 2 hours a day, or taking a whole month and so 1 hour a day with some days in between. That's what I can see to make sure that this trench coat comes out flawlessly and fabulously, okay? But once again, this is the Dolores trench coat. I love it. Tell me in the comments below what you think about this pattern, all right? Let's go ahead and move over to the next one. The next one is the Gladys coat. Now, with this Gladys coat, listen, it's fully lined. It has the detachable belt. This one, the reason why I picked this one up is because I seen a, who was it? I think it was Kim Kardashian. Okay, like I'm not a big Kim fan. I'm just gonna put it like that. I never watched any of those Kardashian shows. What was it? Keeping Up with the Kardashians? I never watched it a day in my life. I'm not gonna even front to you guys like I have. I don't like too much of that drama TV anyway. But anyway, we're not here for that. So the Gladys coat, I seen a picture of Kim Kardashian. She had a coat on similar to this. And I was like, ooh, I didn't pin it or anything, but I was like, oh, this jacket right here is similar to what Kim Kardashian wear. She was out on the street, just out and about in LA. No shade. But I think I could definitely sew this pattern up and look fabulous, okay? But once again, this is the Gladys coat. Moving over to the next one, which is a trench coat, it's the Sybil or Sybil. I don't know which way they pronounce it in Russia, but we go make it do what it do and say Sybil. So the Sybil trench coat, I like the fact, oh my God, this is the advanced sew pattern. It's single breast trench coat. It's loose fitting. It has like this straight silhouette. And instead of this one being fully lined, this is partially lined. So I do like the fact of this one being partially lined. Another thing I can see is doing this trench coat, but also putting either the Heather shorts or the Ruth shorts with this one to make a whole look and stand out. I can see that as well. I like the vertical shoulder tabs. I like everything about this pattern. Now, when I was deciding between this trench coat, it was between this trench coat and the Peyton trench coat. I went ahead and decided on this one simply because of the partially lined features. Now, it claims that 4 days. Listen, we're going to spend longer than 4 days when I touch this pattern, all right? But once again, it's the Sybil trench coat. Moving over to the next pattern, which is the Cheryl jacket. Now, for the Cheryl jacket, this reminds me of like a puffer jacket, okay? And with this one, I like the fact that it's oversized. You can buy quilted fabric to where you could 86 that part and just go straight to the sewing, or you could quilt it yourself. Now, in my case, I will probably quilt it myself, and the reason why is simply because if I wanted in a certain print or a certain fabric or a certain color, it's not always guaranteed that Joann's or any fabric store has the color that you're looking for. So if you're okay with getting the batting now, you know, and binding and all that stuff, by all means do so, okay? But yeah, this one has welt pocket. It has drop shoulders. Like I mentioned, it's oversized. I like the fact that it has binding around the entire jacket. I know someone asked me if I had a video regarding how to sew on binding. I do not, but if I do this jacket, I will definitely show how to bind around an entire jacket, because I know it was Simplicity 1421. I did not do the binding around that jacket, as well as New Look 6742. When I did the sew along, I already assumed that everybody knew how to put on bias binding around the jacket, so I did not film that part. But I will show how to do, when I do a jacket, I'll show how to put binding around it so you are not confused with that, all right? But once again, this is the Cheryl jacket. Moving over to the next pattern, we're going to talk a little bit. Well, let me tell you about this one coat. So the next coat is the Pilar coat. This is the last coat that I picked up before getting into the jacket blazers, right? So this is the Pilar coat. This is part of their new collection that just dropped this week. It is an advanced sew pattern. Now, it's an advanced sew pattern because it is a faux fur coat. Now, this one does remind me of Simplicity. I think it's 8797. But the reason why I picked this one up is because, right, it has that turned down notch collar. It has the collar stand as well. Another thing is this one has hidden snap closure. Like, you do not, it could seem like this jacket is not closed, but it is really closed with the hidden snap closure. So that's one of the reasons I like it. I feel like this one will be great for like a holiday party when I'm dressed up and I need something to wear, but you don't want to wear, just throw on a jacket or whatever. You can wear a fur coat to stand out and look put together. So that's why I definitely picked this Pilar coat up. I did not say I was picking this one up when I did the current pattern sales video Thursday, but once again, hey, you live, you learn, right? So let's go ahead and move over to the next pattern. So the next pattern is the jacket. Now we're getting into the jacket patterns. It's the, I don't even know how to pronounce it, but we're going to try. It's the Aurelia. Yeah, close enough. Got it. But this one is like a single breasted insulated jacket. It's loose fitting. One thing that I like about this one is the functional pockets with the flaps. Okay. So it has the set-in two-piece sleeves. It's more like a blazer style notch collar with a stand. So I like that. It's below the hip length. I love my jackets to be hip length, you know, if suitable for that as well. But yeah, I went ahead and picked it up because I do have something that this jacket could fit into a collection. You know, I'm not saying like every last pattern is going to be a VikiSews pattern that's put into a collection, but I want to mix and match VikiSews pattern with the big 5 patterns as well. All right, let's go ahead and move over to the next jacket. So the next one is the Ariadna. Close enough. I think it's the Ariadna. With this one, it's a double-breasted blazer that has straight silhouette and oversized fit. I like the fact that this is more like a boyfriend style blazer. With this one, I can see, you know, not necessarily hacking it, but definitely having this as something that's like not fitted. You know, being that it's oversized, I thought this one was super duper cute. So I went ahead and picked it up. But once again, this is the Ariadna, close enough, right? Jacket. Moving over to the next pattern, which is another jacket. It is the Madison jacket. Now, this one is more like a motor style jacket. I have 2 patterns that are more motor style jackets. I know one of them is the Mimi G jacket, motors jacket. And I think that pattern, if I remember correctly, is Simplicity 8174. I think that's the number. I'll put it up on the screen so you're able to see it. But I went ahead and picked this one up because it's the asymmetrical loose fitting motor style jacket. So I feel like, you know, it's always good to have more than one style and see which one you like. So that's why I picked it up. So once again, this is the Madison jacket. Next pattern is the Eteri blazer. Now, y'all know I am a sucker for blazer. And speaking of the blazer, I went ahead and picked up pants to go along with it, which would be the Hillary trouser. So let's start with the blazer first. The Eteri blazer is the single-breasted semi-fitted blazer with the, you know, accented waist, right? Accentuated waist is what I should say, right? I like that. So that's what sold me. Now, a couple of things I can see with this blazer. You can make the sleeves puff sleeves. That would be a hack. You could, now I'm not saying like if you're going to do it for a business, I don't know if I would wear it with the puff sleeves, but to each his own there. All right. But yeah, I thought that this would be so good with the Hillary trousers. Let's go ahead and talk about the Hillary trousers now that I talked about the blazer. So with the Hillary trousers, I felt like this one would be so good. They paired it together on VikiSews.com. You got to go hunt to see what what they paired together. I'm not going to even lie, because they also paired the Tully Buster along with what the model is wearing, right? So it's 3 patterns in one. So anyway, with these pants, it's close fitting trousers. And I like the fact that it has the slit at the bottom. You do not have to have that long slit at the bottom. You can definitely close it up. You don't have to have that. It's just details upon details upon details, right? It also features a fly front zipper. Y'all know I'm a sucker for fly front zippers as well. I like them. I like elastic as well. But your girl pretty much will opt for a fly front zipper first before elastic, but I do like elastic pants as well. But once again, this is the Hillary trousers. All right, so I talked about the coats, the blazers, the jackets. Let's go ahead and keep rocking with the pants real quick because I only picked up 4, one being the Hillary trousers. So let me tell you the other 3 pant patterns that I picked up, starting with the Jacqueline pants. Now, there's no secret to why I picked this pattern up, but it's more because it would be work related. And the trouser Jacqueline pattern is a basically pair of classic trousers that semi-slim straight fit. Okay, so this would be suitable for work, whereas the Daphne is more like wide legs. This one is a straight leg. So I do like that. It has the pleats. It has I believe it has darts in the back as well. But one thing that it looks like from like the pattern is it's flat front, elastic back. So I do like that. For that, you could add belt loops to this. So I think this would be super cute to both wear to work, wear outside of work, make several different versions of it as well. So once again, this is the Jacqueline or Jacqueline, however you want to pronounce it. Trouser, it's basically flat front elastic back pants. You're welcome. Moving over to the next one is the Ramona pants. Now, I mentioned this one when I did the current pattern sales this week. And the Ramona pants, one thing I'm going to say is I love the flare. Okay? I love the close fitting flare pants. Now, it does have a elastic waistband, but that elastic waistband is pretty much hidden, you know, so, and it is floor length. So that's why I picked it up. New pattern just dropped. I would encourage everyone to get it if you are looking to get something that's easy. This one is suitable for beginners, which is why I'm saying get it, right? All right, get it, get it, get it. All right, so anyway, once again, that is the Ramona pants. And the last pant pattern that I picked up is the jewel pants. This is an intermediate to sew pattern. Now, on the pattern envelope, the Miley bodysuit is paired with this as well as the Abby jacket. That's 3 different patterns, 3 different pieces, right? So the reason why I picked this one up is because it's loose fitting, straight cut pants, okay? And it does sit below the waistline. However, I would enlarge that waistband to have it sit right at my belly button where I like to wear my pants. I don't like wearing no pants, you know, below my, we're not doing that, right? We're not doing that. So I would definitely enlarge that waistband to sit right at my belly button where I like to wear my pants. I do not wear my pants at my natural waist. I wear it at my belly button, which between my natural waist and where at the belly button, there is like a good 4-inch difference because my waist is a 34, but right at my belly button is a 38. So depending on where I want my pants to sit is how I go about sizing up and choosing the right pattern side. So it's all about where do you want your pants to sit at and how you need to adjust that to make it fit and get a good fit. All right. I know everyone's like, Rochelle, how do you do pants? How do you do pants? Do more pants. But with pants, it's going to always be a learning process for fit. Like there's no true way of telling you guys how to do fit. It's just basically trial and error. Completely understand. Like trial and error. And the reason why I say that is because I made some pants, which is coming up on the channel. And we're going to talk more about the whole fit and how to get a good fit, why certain things need to be the way it is, all that good stuff coming up. All right. But we're not going to get into that today. But let's go ahead and move over to the next pattern. Being a course. I only picked up one course, and that is the Morgan course. Now, for some reason, I thought that I already had this Morgan course. And for whatever reason, when I thought I had this course when I picked up the Paulina dress. Apparently, I did not. And I don't know why I thought I had this one and did not. Now, the Morgan dress is a great beginner-friendly pattern. It's suitable for beginners, okay? So it's basically a close-fitting straight-cut dress that has like an asymmetrical wrap front with ties. So it's a wrap front dress. It is very similar to the Butterick pattern. I think it's Butterick 6928. Look, I'm calling these patterns out like I am 100% certain that's what it is. But that's what I'm telling you. I think because I called that pattern out way too fast. And I believe the pattern is Butterick 6928. I'm not looking it up, but I think that's what it is. If I'm incorrect, you guys know I will correct it up on the screen. But it's very similar to this one. The only difference is the skirt has like that opening at the bottom of the skirt. And Butterick 6928, which I'm going to put up on the screen side by side so you're able to see that, does not. It's just a full skirt all the way around. So I feel like, I could see a hack where you have the bodice portion all the way to, and basically make it a two-piece where you have the top, the bodice, right? But then the bottom portion of the skirt is a wrap skirt that ties and has a waistband. And make it do what it do. I think that you can make a couple of hacks to this and, be good with that as well. But once again, this is the Morgan sewing course that was $25. All right. Now that we've talked about the courses, the skirts, the pants, the tops, the coats, the blazers, the jackets, the bags, the shoes, we talked about everything. The last thing that we're going to talk about are the dresses that I picked up. Okay. So when it comes to the dress, I only picked up one new pattern, and then I went ahead and picked up a few other patterns. So let's go ahead and get into the first one that I picked up. And the first one that I'm just going to start with a new one, which is the Bela. Now, I talked about this one and I was on the fence about if I wanted to pick this pattern up or not, simply because I was like, I could see wearing this to like a holiday party or something like that, or an anniversary or a wedding or something like that, because it does have that wrap style front bodice, and which gathers into the skirt, and it has that nice leg sexy action and puff sleeves. However, I was just like, I like it, but do I love it? I don't love it, but I feel like with a couple of hacks to this pattern, it can be great. It has potential. And when a pattern has potential, it's more on a yes side for me instead of a no side for me. All right, so that's pretty much why I picked it up. All right, let's go ahead and move over to the next one that I picked up, being the Milena. So with the Milena dress pattern, I can't remember. I think this one was actually free, so I just went ahead and put it in my cart. Just to be 100% honest, I didn't really do anything spectacular to this one whatsoever. But once again, it's a free pattern, Milena dress. Moving over to the next pattern that I picked up is the Felicia dress. Now, with the Felicia dress, listen, y'all, this dress right here, it's super cute. Super, super, super cute. I feel like this one is a nice summer dress. It has the accentuated waist. It's very A-line shape for sure. But I just really like the fact that, you have the welt pockets, you have the flounce going on at the bodice section. It does feature an invisible zipper as well. So I like it. So I went ahead and picked this pattern up. But yeah, I think that this would be cute for like a little sweet summer dress out on the beach, on vacation, on a cruise. You can wear it anywhere. So once again, this is the Felicia dress. Moving over to the next dress that I picked up to keep this video as short as possible is Eleonora. And with this one, it's more like a button down style dress. And you guys know I do Battle of the Shirt dress. I just felt like I feel like if I did this dress and the Heidi play suit, it would be so good, right? And I can see putting both of those in one collection. So with that being said, this is a loose fitting dress. It has that triple stitch decorative top stitching. It has the collar stand, classic notch collar. It has dolman sleeves, which I like about that as well. You have your pockets if you want that as well. It is, I want to say, I believe this one is like, for me, looking at the model, I don't know how tall she is, but I'm going to say she's probably about 5'7", 5'8". This will go all the way down to my ankle. So, of course, I will definitely shorten it because I'm not 5'7". I'm nobody's 5'8", and I'm definitely nobody's 5'9". All right? I'm on the not petite side, but they say I'm average height because I'm only 5'6". All right? But once again, this is the Eleonora dress. Let's go ahead and get into the next dress that I picked up, which is the Celine dress. Now, I'm going to blame my girl, Joe from So Very Joe, on this one because I see that she made it and I was just like, okay. It is titty friendly, booby friendly, bust friendly. It is that, okay? For the ladies who's carrying a 38 and higher, it is booby friendly, okay? I was on the fence getting this one before because I was like, I need to see somebody that has a bigger bust that's over a 38 bust. Now, I have said this before. I am a 41.5 inch bust. And with that being said, I always need my girls to sit up. Okay. So going braless is not an option for your girl. Okay. So with that being said, I seen this on Joe from So Very Joe on Instagram. Follow her if you're not doing so already. And if you are not following her, just to put this plug in real quick, follow her on Instagram because she's going to be doing a bomber jacket that she's going to be posting. So stay tuned for her and her partner, Real from Real Sews. They will be dropping some bomber style patterns today. All right. You're welcome. Anyway, back to this dress. It is a tiered dress. It has the double straps to support the girls. I like that. I like that. I love the tiers. Now, would I be making 3 tiers? Probably not. I'll probably stop at 2 because your girl is not that tall. But or shorten my tiers, one or the other. But once again, this is the Celine dress. I like it. And hey, I had to go ahead and pick it up. Thank you, Joe, for definitely not necessarily directly recommending it, but your showcase is what recommended this pattern to me. All right, get your flowers, girl. All right, next pattern, and this is the last pattern that I picked up from VikiSews, and it's simply because I did McCall's, I think it was McCall's 8197, which is a baby doll style dress. And it's, or empire waist dress. Some people call it baby doll. Some people call it empire waist dress. And I did that pattern. Love the pattern. It's only in PDF. I have that pattern in PDF. But this one, the difference between the two is the bag. So for McCall's 8197, it's a closed bag. Whereas the Uni, UNI Uni dress is like a U-shaped neckline, right? And it has the opening in the back with a bow. Love it. Okay, so it has the white ties, it has the bow, it has the long tail at the bust level, it has all of those things in the back. So I do like that fact. You can wear it with heels, you can wear it with sandals, you can wear it with wedges. I love those things, all right? So that's why I went ahead and picked this pattern up. Now, this is an intermediate to sew pattern, and I feel like if I could find, because I did give McCall's 8197 dress away because I felt like I made the bust area and it had lining and all that stuff in it just a tad bit too big, and I didn't feel like going in and fixing it. So I did go ahead and give it to a sister, a younger sister of mine who fits into that dress like a glove. And I wish I had the same fabric. I know the name of the fabric. If I could get it from Joann's, I would make that dress again, but make it in the Uni pattern, if that makes sense. All right. So those are all the VikiSews patterns that I picked up. Now that I talked to you guys about VikiSews, let's go ahead and talk about the simplicity patterns that I picked up. Now, I didn't pick up a whole bunch of I did not pick up a whole bunch of simplicity patterns. So let's go ahead and get into the first pattern that I picked up. I think it's like less than 10 patterns. First one is, now I'm gonna share the PDF patterns that I picked up first on the screen, and then I'll share the ones that I picked up that's gonna be sent to me, and I'm just waiting. But I just wanted to do this one video instead of doing 2 separate videos. Okay. First one, I had to repurchase my girl Raven from Raven Marine's pattern. It is No Me 2104. Reason being is because I have the PDF, looked at the size measurement, and I picked up the bigger size, and I need the small size, 8 to 16. So all I did was repurchase that pattern. So now I have it in both sizes. 8 to 16, I need that for the top, but I need the bigger size for the pants. So we're going to be doing that. I already shared why and how, rhymes and reasons, right, of why I'm doing that pattern. All right. Moving over to the next one is Berta. Berta 6245. That one, cool top. It was on clearance. It's going to be sent to me for $3. So that's why I picked it up. So I thought I picked this pattern up before. I looked in my Berta Conic box, and apparently I didn't. I don't know if I picked it up or said I was going to pick it up and then took it back. I don't know what happened, but I was looking for this pattern because it was shared on another YouTuber's channel. I follow so many YouTubers, I don't know which one, but they shared this pattern and I was like, ooh, this is super cute. So I went ahead and picked this pattern up. All right. But once again, it's Berta 6245. Next pattern, PDF, Butterick 6684. I want to give a shout out to my girl from Jamaica, Yvonne. She was looking for this pattern from her list, and she said, Rochelle, if you see this pattern in any of your Joann's, because I do have 14 Joann's in a 35-mile radius for me, right? Lots of Joann's. I know Joann's is like, Joann's headquarters might as well be down here with as many Joann's as we have. But when I originally saw this pattern when it first dropped, I didn't like it. No shade, right? But then looking at it, and you know, our style evolves, our style changes, and me being back in an office, I was like, okay, I like this pattern. Now, it's not available in paper pattern in 2 of the Joann's. I actually went to 3 different Joann's in my area when they had Butterick pattern on sale. I just happened to be in different Joann's, and it's been about 3 months. And with this one, I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to get it in PDF because I would rather get it in PDF instead of it being on an out of print sale. For paper, it is out of print. Okay. You can't find it. If you find it in your Joann's, please hit me up and be like, that's not true, Rochelle. It was in my Joann, but definitely make sure you have the receipts and show some receipts of you having it from a Joann that you picked up now, not 2 years ago. All right. So once again, this is Butterick 6684. Next one that I picked up, PDF, Simplicity 3041, simply because it is pajamas. Now, y'all know I am in the season of pajamas. I love making Christmas pajamas for the family. I'm not doing it this year because I do not have the time, the space, and the willpower, okay? So I just do, it's more so time. I don't have a lot of time to do it. I do want to do holiday photos. So I'm going to do something simple. If I have like a weekend off, I may sew 2 pairs of pajama pants on Saturday and then 2 on Sunday. I have done a marathon where I have done the Star Wars shirt where I did in 4 days, and it had buttons and all that stuff, but this one is just elastic. So I may be able to get something done, and we just buy shirts that's similar and take Christmas photo. So we'll see how that goes. But going into 2025, we definitely will do that. Moving over to the next PDF pattern, Simplicity 8545. Now, I have fabric for this one. I have this pattern in regular paper pattern. However, it is too small. Okay, I have the smaller size. So with that being said, I went ahead and picked it up in PDF. And I know you like, Rochelle, you could get it in paper pattern. It's available on simplicity.com in paper pattern. Yes, it is. But guess what? I don't want to fall in that trap again. So I went ahead and picked it up PDF. I could trace the size that I need. And if my sister or my daughter or someone wanted at a later time, I could trace it for them. Okay. But other than that, once again, this is Simplicity 8545. All right. And then I'm not going to get too much into the other ones, but I did pick up 3 DVF patterns because it was part of the sale. Now, listen, as long as DVF patterns is $25, I'm not picking it up. Now, I'll pick it up in Joann's when it's like $5.99 or something like that, or even $6.99. But $25.20, I'm not doing, okay? So I waited, and the sale is on for DVF for Black Friday, and I purchased them for $5.99. Now, the 3 DVF patterns that I picked up were Vogue 2081, Vogue 2040, and Vogue 2060. And I find it funny simply because this price for DVF patterns was cheaper than the very first pattern, being Vogue 2020. I got that pattern for $8.63, and that's only because they had a glitch on the system. And I was like, oh, snap, $5.99? What? Let's go ahead and get it. So I went ahead and picked up this Vogue pattern. Well, all 3 of the Vogue DVF patterns, all right? But once again, it's Vogue 2081, Vogue 2040, and Vogue 2060. Moving over to the last 3 patterns that I picked up on simplicity.com. One of them was clearance, but I've been looking for this pattern for a very long time. It's Simplicity 8922. Now, the reason why I picked this pattern up is because the pants, it's pants, okay? And it's elastic pants. You're welcome. It's easy to sew. And the real reason why I picked them up is because I like the bottom portion of the pants, and I feel like this would be so good to make a basic wardrobe. Now, I'm going to tell you guys that I have a cool series coming up at the top of the year, and I need all of my older ladies to come to the front. You guys have been asking me this. I'm not going to tell you what the series is. I'm not going to share that yet. You just have to wait for that. But this series will be strictly for my older ladies. That's all I'm going to say. Just wait until you see. Now, would this pattern be featured in it? Potentially. But I have something that's going to be easy to sew patterns for you ladies, okay? So if you are retired and you don't know, and you feeling stuck, and you don't know how to go about selecting patterns that could go great in your wardrobe, that series will be completely for you and take you out of your comfort zone. You will see it at the top of the year. I think I shared enough, all right? So let's go ahead and move into the last two new look patterns that I picked up from simplicity.com. First one is like a wardrobe staple pattern, new look 6785. Now, when I went to Brunswick, Georgia for Hurricane Milton, they had this, but I was like, yeah, nah, I'm not feeling this pattern. But being in an office, you tend to feel these patterns that you originally was like, no, it becomes a yes easily. And that easily is simply because now you're out of the house, you need to find some work related wear. You can hack a lot of these patterns and get what you want. So that's why I went ahead and picked it up. And the last pattern that I picked up is the trench coat. Now I do have it in the Vogue pattern, but I needed to pick this up in the new look pattern simply because the Vogue pattern is more like my size, but the new look pattern will be for my daughter. So new look 6788 was the pattern that I picked up. All right. Well, those are all the patterns that I picked up, both VikiSews at VikiSews.com as well as simplicity.com patterns. It was a lot of patterns that I picked up. Yes, I did spend about a good $140, but don't judge me. Don't judge my pocketbook. Judge that the fact that I like to do what I do best, right? Provide more content and guidelines for you guys as well. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. And if this video was educational, inspiring, and fun, you guys know what to do. Give your girl a thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. And make sure you are staying tuned for my sew along where I share with you some wide leg pants that I sewed up. All right. And if you like content like this, make sure you check out the video right here so you are able to see more content like this. All right, that's my time, you guys. Until next time, keep sewing.